This is the world premiere of the Mercedes-Benz eCITARO K. Behind me we have the newest member of the Mercedes-Benz bus family, and today we will talk with the CEO of Daimler Buses, and he will tell us everything about the new model and also the future of Mercedes-Benz and Daimler buses and coaches.
Good morning everybody, my name is Till Oberwörder and I'm the CEO of Daimler Buses. Guys, we are here at the IAA in Hanover, obviously well known for being the biggest commercial vehicle exhibition. What do we do here? We are here to introduce our new eCITARO K, which was having its world premiere. A vehicle that is extremely agile for smaller city routes and routes. We have really now a full-fledged portfolio on our eCITARO side, and you know the eCITARO family quite well, so now we are really for all applications positioned and customers really cherish that. Now I'm standing here in a eCITARO K, very fresh to the market. Why did we do it? First of all, listening to customers. We do have a lot of cities, old cities, they have narrow roads, they have hilly roads. So there was really always the point that especially those cities were demanding also the eCITARO K on the E-base, on the battery base. What's nice about this vehicle, it's a 10.6 meter long vehicle. Everything else is comparable to the bigger brother or sister. So it's really just shorter, very good turning cycle, and it has a capacity of 84 passengers. So that's just 7 passengers less in comparison to a regular eCITARO. The good thing is when it comes to the distance, the eCITARO K is able to cover more than 300 kilometers. And the reason for that is that we are able to install 6 battery packs on this vehicle, and thereby it allows really a completely comparable coverage as the eCITARO, the regular eCITARO does. And I think that's a very important adding to the car park, because very often customers are asking for this vehicle for the simple fact that they also want to collect, if you will, passengers from the more difficult city areas to then also bring them to the main routes in order to then have a very good system set up in the city. IAA allows us also to show other products, not just our eCITARO K. We have the new safety coach here, our Mercedes-Benz Turismo, with 15 safety features and assistance systems. Obviously, since the population of buses more and more is rising, consequently safety, which is anyhow at the core of our brands, needs to be looked at, and I think we have with that safety coach now really a very good and explicit offer at hand to really also pay into that safety bucket as we always wish. And for the Citra lovers, also the Citra multi-class is there, the LE. You know the vehicle, but not everybody perhaps knows it, so we take the opportunity to also present ourselves on that one here. What else is on our list here? Obviously we talk a lot about the e-mobility and the development that the e-mobility is taking. As you know, we are following a dual strategy, meaning on the one side we're following on the battery-driven vehicles, and on the other side there is also the projection of the H2 hydrogen world coming up, depending on the application. Right now we do see that the city definitely is prepared for batteries. Every distance can be covered with a battery, not to mention that even longer distances we can cover with the eCITARO fuel cell, which is really well asked for. If you then look into the other segments, gradually we're now moving along our ERoad Map, meaning that by the mid of the decade, which is more or less in 1 year, 2 years, we will be moving into the interurban, intercity segment. When it comes to coaches, also there, we are looking by the end of the decade go into a battery-driven vehicle as well. You might have heard we have projects coming up or running called ELK. And this is exactly what we right now do in order to see what kind of vehicle specifications customers would like to have. Having said all that, one major topic is to also have the infrastructure provided. It is really absolutely possible, and we see it already today, to convert from diesel to E in the city. The possibilities are given. You have a very good possibility to use the depots or also online charging, on-route charging, in order to cover a city with electric vehicles as we do today. And it's rising. The market is rising, as we can see. Long distance is a little bit of a different picture, because on the one side you need the infrastructure, but you need the infrastructure not just on the typical highway routes, but for especially coaches, the destinations are very often off-highway. So consequently also there, these, let's say, destinations have to be equipped with respective charging possibilities. And I think that's a little bit the step that we now have to, together with the regulators and the customers, obviously develop. For that, when it comes to how to convert, starting in the city from diesel to E, we have learned a bit over the last years. In 2018, we had a project that we were asked to do to not just sell our electric eCITARO, but also to convert the depot completely down to the construction. That starting point gave us a lot of lessons learned, and today we have Daimler Buses Solutions founded last year to really concentrate on helping customers to convert from the classical diesel depot to a battery orientated and electrified depot, meaning that we take all responsibility, if customer wishes, for not just the vehicle, but for the charging stations, for the charging infrastructure, for the depot management if wished, down to the point that we really start digging in order to then have a turnkey project concluded to hand over to the customer, so that the operation of the customer is not somehow jeopardized at all. When you talk about, let's say, the life cycle of a city bus, obviously there might be changes coming up over years. The competence that we have developed is that we can adapt. Also, when you have to change, for example, a battery to a new generation, that the charging infrastructure, the charging station, is speaking to the bus in the same way. That's exactly the flexibility that's necessary, and this is why we also moved into that field in order to really offer customers exactly that possibility to create the most necessary flexibility they can have. We do see right now, and I often talk about the decade of the bus, we do really see a very positive future for buses. Maybe on the city side or maybe on the coach side. You all know that we have had difficult times during the pandemic. That has changed luckily, and people like to travel again, and they like to travel with coaches that are regarded as being, also with the Euro 6 and 7, as being a sustainable product. Why? Because the CO2 emission per passenger is the lowest you can get. So we see also there a stronger demand now, especially also mentioning that aspect on the coach side. And we see that this is, we envision that this is going to stay for a longer time. When it comes to the city, that's also a very strong market demand that we see. Why is that? The urbanization still continues. People are still moving into the cities, and the city has to organize itself. And everybody knows the debate on how to create a less emission and less noise in a city approach. And the e-buses, the eCITARO, is really fulfilling that job. So what we do see is that more and more now the fleets are converted from conventional diesel to E. And obviously there is also a target to be achieved by the end of the decade, and that also adds to that. So there is also a political wish to move into emission-free and noise-reduced inner-city transportation. So we have really, I believe, a very good future ahead of us. Having said all that, if you combine what I just said, segments on the one side, accompanying the customers with solutions that are going far beyond the pure vehicle, I think we are well set up for the future to really go forward. There are always challenges obviously at hand. On the other side, it very much always depends on the very specific order. Yeah? You know that there's no vehicle alike. The specifics of a tender differ quite a bit. What we do is that we very much obviously know that the need of the customer needs to be fulfilled and has to be fulfilled. So we use any kind of flexibility that we have within our European system, production system and network to really come to a precise and best possible way to deliver the vehicles there. Without a doubt, you have to very much engage also on the supplier side, because obviously transformation also to the supplier side means changes. So I think if you bring it to a point, it's a very much shoulder-to-shoulder approach. May it be on the, let's say, operational side, we as a manufacturer, together with the customer and the regulator. And then if you go to the inside, a very shoulder-to-shoulder approach with suppliers and us as OEMs as well, to then create the best possible package.
Thank you so much for watching the video here today. And if you like what you see, click down here, the button is called subscribe, and then you will see all the future videos from us in Bussmagasinet. Until next time, drive safely. Have a great day.